that cool shit.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Tita from ocKynation Gaming, back with another gaming video. Today we're gonna check out some tips and tricks for Warzone, coming from my boy Samurai Raz. I reached out to him and asked him to do this, so please go check out his stream. He be streaming, every now and then. He works, so he doesn't really have a lot of time for it, but he got mad knowledge. Let's check what he put together for us. Let's go.
All right. What is up, ocKynation Nation? Thank you for this opportunity to do this video. I really appreciate it. And thank you for thinking that I am good enough to do this video for you and for your followers and subscribers. So I'm going to be talking about just how to get better at Warzone. You know, a lot of people are jumping into the newest, hottest game. A new map just came out, or new guns. The merge between Cold War and Modern Warfare, all those guns came in. And right now, as this video is being made, I think the guns are the most balanced, and it all just depends on your play style. And so, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the game. I'm gonna lower the amount of bots because 11 position, I put 6. So this is just to give you guys something to watch while I run through it. But yeah, I am Samurai Raz. I stream on Facebook. I'm part of Facebook Gaming, and I hit the level up program about a few weeks ago. So we're doing good. We're we're making headway. Twitch and YouTube streaming will be coming soon. I'm not going to say when because it all just depends on when I decide to stream to them. But definitely the first thing that helped me get to where I'm at, which by the way, I am not saying I'm good, I'm not saying I'm great, I am decent at what I do. But the first thing is figuring out my play style. What helped me is knowing for the day where I'm at in play style. Am I passive for the day? Am I passive for the day? Am I aggressive? What's working for me? What's not working for me? And running with that. And then I'll get into loadouts later, but loadouts and what guns I use plays a big part into that. And what range do you best perform at? It's a lot of people like to just think it's close, medium, and long range. I don't like to think like that. I'm a very organized person with my guns, and so I have guns for many different types of ranges, many different scenarios, and that's just what I like. So my first thing is very close to close range. So very close is 0 to 15 meters away. So right there where I just killed that guy at, to me that's close range, which is 15 to about 35 meters away. And then your medium range, oh hi. And then wow. Your medium range is going to be 35 to 100 meters. Now I say that very broadly because the ARs now and the tactical rifles and the LMGs all fall into the medium range category for me, because you can beam someone at 100 meters away. And while that sounds incredibly ridiculous, it's true. I'm sure you've been beamed by a Growl, by a Kilo, by a Bruin, by a PKP, something. You've been beamed by it at 100 meters to right in front of you, like it happened. So that's medium range for me. Long range is going to be your marksman rifles, because they don't hit very well past what normal sniper rifles will hit at, and that's where your dedicated sniper rifles fall into, is the very long range category. So find where you best perform at in those areas. Once you figure that out, you can go ahead, you can practice in here, test out all the attachments, figure out what guns work best for you. I love running this duo right here. It's mainly unstoppable. So the second step that I'm going to talk about is communication with people. And I was out of ammo. Communication. you're gonna spawn in with a team unless you play solos. If you play solos, this step isn't for you because you're a lone wolf, and that's perfectly fine. I do my solo queues, and I think it just ups difficulty on me. I do my solo queues a lot, duos, sometimes trios. I've been a little ballsy and gone into quad solos, but if you play with friends and all you guys want to get better, then the #1 rule for your team is to communicate. Always, always, always communicate where you're going, what you're doing, where you're at, what you're running. What you're running is definitely important because that's going to tell you and your team what your role is in the team. My teammates already know I'm going to be running AR snipe or sub AR or sub snipe. And they depend on me to hit my snipes. Do I miss my shots? Yes, I miss my shots because a lot of shit happens in Warzone. And I got it. Nice. And then situational awareness. So if you guys are running around not really knowing what's going on and you didn't pay attention to where teams were landing, you're gonna have a really rough time trying to move through the map, and you're just gonna be getting engaged by teams that you didn't see coming. So make sure you guys know where teams are, what's going on with those teams, and you handle that accordingly. And then I'll get into a little bit of tactics on what you should do immediately after you land in a little bit. But communication is key with your team. It's going to suck if one person on the team doesn't have a mic. It's really going to suck. You can somewhat communicate with pings, but only so often. Step number 3 is going to be knowing your loadout. So like I said, I'm a very organized person. I like to have my loadout set up a certain way. But know where your guns are at. That way you don't choose the wrong loadout like me and my teams have done before. This prevents that from happening, and also knowing your guns. What guns work best for you? If you know you're a medium to long range or very long range, AR snipe, AR marksman rifle, tactical rifle, sniper rifle, all that stuff. And which attachments? All the attachments do something different. If you like to just straight up hip fire, then grab yourself an MP5, make it a hip fire gun, and you can beam people. I like to AD. You could wreck people with just a straight hip fire build. Sniper rifles, I like to ADS a little quickly, and I focus more on accuracy. I can control the sway. I'm pretty good with timing on that, but as you can see, the Kar 98 doesn't sway. That's what makes this a really all-around good, what is it, marksman rifle. So that one was kind of quick. But the next step is going to be use your surroundings. You just got to know the map. Map knowledge is key. Yes, you're going to have a mini map. It's not like Siege. It's not like any other multiplayer game that doesn't have a map. It has a map, but you got to know where you're going. You got to know what buildings have what rooms. You got to know where you can hide in those buildings, and how you can outsmart your enemy. So if you're always changing around spots, right, and you don't even know where you're landing, wow, I missed my shot. See, I missed my shot. My teammates always want to report me. Key note, make sure you guys remember this, alright? Height advantage can become a disadvantage, especially when that ring is closing. If you know you have to jump off of a wall or a roof because the ring is coming in, then you need to do that early. That way you're not caught by the enemy team, by the team downstairs in the air, because you're just going to get beamed out the air, especially if you get into those higher ranking lobbies where they know how to control their recoil. Just don't let it happen to you. It's happened to me way too many times. Way too many times. Next is going to be find your right settings. And that includes, like I said, I switched to PC about 6 months ago, so I played on controller for a while. I knew my button layout, right? I knew what I had to do. I knew what all my buttons did. I knew it was perfect for my playstyle. Same thing with my keybinds right now. I still mess with it every now and then, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Let's see, what else? Audio settings. You need to set your audio to where you can hear footsteps easily. Why aren't you dying? Footsteps is key. That tells you if there's someone near you, someone around you. It's hard to find a good audio setting for me because I focus on a lot of different sounds. What gun do you have? Give me that. Audio settings. So you want something that's going to drown out. You don't want to drown out your teammates' voices, so you got to make sure that you can hear them. But you also don't want to drown out the sound of footsteps. Like if someone's causing a precision, you want to still be able to hear everything else going on around you. So midnight mode is something that some streamers use. I don't. To me, it comes in kind of muffled, maybe because of the headset that I have. I use boost high, but sometimes it does get a little overpowering when someone calls in a cluster or a precision airstrike, shit like that. Sorry. What else? Graphic settings. Now, if you run on PC, you have a little bit more play with your graphics. And so I'm actually going to show you guys those settings in a second. We'll leave this game, and so I can show you guys my graphic settings for those PC players. For console players, I'm sorry, you don't really have too much play with your graphics because it's just set for you. And one of the things that I love about PC gaming as opposed to console gaming is that I can control my field of view. I like to be able to see more throughout my gameplay. I'll even show you guys my audio settings. But your button layout and your keybinds need to be set to whatever it is that is going to help you. Alright, so for the PC players, I have mine on full screen all the time. It also depends on your graphics card, what it is you want to use. For some people, for some reason, you get better FPS when you're in full screen borderless. Don't know why. I get better at full screen. Screen refresh rate, render resolution 100. Field of view, I have mine maxed out. I like to, like I said, I like to see everything. I snipe, so I need to be able to see a lot. All my graphics are low and disabled because the only thing that I need to be rendered in is the person, not really the surroundings too much. Only when I get up close do I want to see stuff. Oh, audio settings, right. So like I said, mine is on boost high. Master volume is going to be 100 because if you lower that and you can't hear anything, it's because your master volume is off. I don't like music, so I don't have music on. Dialogue is at 10, effects is at 100, that's everything else. But you need to figure out what it is that is going to help you perform better. So if you're running Astro 50s like myself, or you're running, you know, super awesome headsets that give you those options and has driver support, download the driver and mess with it there. Because this is only going to give you limited options on audio. If you're not running a super awesome headset, that's perfectly fine too. Mess with those audio settings, figure out what works, and run that. That is important though, is audio settings. You need to be able to hear your surroundings. And graphic settings so that everything comes in smoother and you aren't lagging, your screen's not flickering, and you know, your FPS is at a good number because your settings are at the optimal spots. And so the last thing I'm going to touch on here is you guys got to play for the win. If you're jumping into Warzone for high kills, you're jumping in for the wrong reason. High kills is for multiplayer, because that is literally the object of most multiplayer games, is to get high kills. Or plunder. Plunder you use, I don't know who played plunder because they think that's more fun than Warzone, whatever. Sometimes it is, but I jump into plunder to level up guns. So obviously I'm going in for high kills. I don't care about contracts. I I don't care about collecting all the money. I'm going in there and I'm fighting everyone. Everyone wants the smoke. They all get hands. Like, that's how that happens. So when I get a new gun or new guns drop, I equip them and I jump into plunder and I do what I gotta. The only really contracts I grab are bounty contracts. That way I can fight more people. You get loadout quickly. That is your main objective when you first drop in, is to get loadout. Don't worry about hunting down other squads. I mean, unless you drop hot, then you got to worry about defending yourself. Jumping down, finding a gun, and fighting. Once you clear the area, though, scavenge. You need to scavenge for money. Grab a scavenger contract first. That is your first priority. Land where there's a scavenge and get the money, because you need to get your loadout. Once you get the loadout early game, you will have an advantage, and you'll do better. Trust me. Your loadout gun should be better than the guns you find on the ground. And if they're not, jump into plunder, level them up, get the attachments, because you're going to be at a very, very big disadvantage. Once you do the scavenger and you get your loadout, then you can do your bounty contracts, your recons, get those out of the way. If, like I said, if you're a passive player, recons. Get the recons, know where the ring is going to end, and then move on from there. If you're aggressive, bounty. Simple as that. Go hunt. Go fight those people. Show them that you got hands. Do what you got to do, man. Now let's say you find yourself in a position to where you are the only person left on your team, or it's you and another person. Now I'm going to go over the you and the other person. If you drop in and only one teammate comes in, one of you guys should be dropping on a supply run, and then the other one stay in the air. Once you guys have a supply run, the dude that's in the air, drop on that supply run, res your next teammate, because it's free when you do that. Now that teammate that's coming in doesn't get the opportunity to do the supply run, but the other teammate that grabbed the contract should be driving or running over to where you're at, because they still have that free revive. Now, if you're by yourself and you want to risk it, go for the most wanted. Full send it. Unless it's close ring, unless the ring is like stage 3 or 4, just send it. And then hope you survive, because you're going to get lucky. And that's a big thing about Warzone is luck. You need luck. A little bit of luck. Like the theory I have on my playstyle is 75% skill, 25% luck. So when I snipe and I hit my shots, there's a 25% chance that was luck. And you're going to see a few videos of my sniping skills here shortly, if you haven't seen them already. But that's it. It's just six things. All right. If you got to rewatch the video to write them down, go on ahead, do that. Again, they work for me. They may not work for you. As a bonus tip, if you don't like my playstyle and you don't like my tips and tricks, there are other streamers out there, big streamers, that give tips and tricks. All right. You can go ahead and watch them. Take what you need from everything. But I promise you, to get better than your normal casual player, these you need to know. Practice, practice, practice. Figure it out. Know what works for you. That's it for me. I'm going to leave it to my boy ocKynation. And thank you again for the opportunity. I hope this helps everybody that watches this video, and I hope you guys get better, and I will see you guys in Verdansk through my sniper scope.
Wow, my man's really dropped some knowledge on there. But this is it, you guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and you guys learned something from it. I know I did, and I'll be out there in the freaking field shooting everybody up. So stay safe. I'm going to leave the link to his Facebook stream on the description below, to his YouTube channel in the description below, and anything you can find about him. Everything's going to be down there in the description, so go check it out after you watch this video. And make sure you like and you comment on this video, and you let me know if you liked it or no, if you learned something from it, if you took anything from it at all. Please let me know. Other than that, remember, gaming is just your hobby, not your future. Don't rage quit and don't be a bitch.